Hey everyone, Ariel Adams here with aBlogtoWatch. Please subscribe to our videos on YouTube and like this video if you find it useful. This is a review of the Dreyfuss Company Series 1924 Calibre 39. This is a limited edition of 250 pieces version of the Series 1924. If you go to their website and you look at Series 1924 or 1924 collection, you will not see this watch. At least I didn't as of a few minutes ago or anything like it. So I think this is the first sporty pilot's watch, aviator style timepiece in the 1924 collection. Their collections, at least right now, are mostly based upon years. And I guess 1924 is the year they most closely associated as vintage sports watch look. I like this watch a lot. It is not without little quirks, but I think that this is a nice entrant in the collection, and especially for collectors looking for interesting movements or movements not commonly found at this price point. Definitely a way to go. So let's sort of jump in here and talk about this. Let's look at the case design, which is actually one of my favorite elements of the watch. It's in steel. It's 45 millimeters wide. A nice degree of sculpting here. You can see it's bowl style. So even though it's a little bit wider here at the bezel, and the bezel has sort of a nice step to it, so it's polished, and then the rest of the case is brushed. And so the bezel is kind of two steps. You can see there's a polished inner section, and then the outer section is brushed. So there's a lot of sort of detailing. You can see these screws there between the straps on the lugs, which is another nice detail, as well as the exhibition case back. So the Series 1924 Calibre 39, as the name implies, has a manually wound version of the Eterna Calibre 39 movement. I remember the Calibre 39 movement came out, Eterna claimed it had, I don't know, over 100 or maybe it was 80 different variants, different ways of presenting the movement. And that's because there's different configurations and different modules and things like that. So this is a manually wound version. You can see kind of right in the center there'd be a little screw. That's where the the automatic rotor assembly would go. And this one has that stripped away. A decent amount of decoration there. The movement has a power reserve for 65 hours, so that's a decent amount of time. That's several days operating at, I believe, 4 hertz. The crown is actually screwed out right now. There's kind of a little bit of a mushy sensation, I guess you could say. I prefer some clicks or a little bit more feedback. Like, you don't necessarily know that you are winding the movement based upon the crown. I'm not sure why that is. I've had other Calibre 39 watches, but as you can see here, as I wind it, the spring is turning, and it's actually fully wound now, and I can screw in the crown there. So the crown assembly is a little bit on the wonky side. It's fine once it's screwed in, it's secure, but I would have liked it for it to be a little bit more secure when it's pulled out. So let's put it on the wrist, and again, as a manually wound watch without a power reserve, this is more for those people liking the quote-unquote historical feel of authentic vintage aviators. For me, my favorite thing about this watch is just how it looks. Those applied raised hour, Arabic numeral hour indicators, and that distinctive kind of old-style sporty font. Those very legible hands. The lume is okay. For a watch that looks like this has much lume, I think it could have been a little bit brighter, but it definitely has a nice legible look against that semi-glossy background, and there is a bit of a curved chapter ring there around the dial. So I'd say that most people getting this are going to get it for the looks, and it does definitely look like a watch which is more expensive. I would have preferred for it to be an automatic, honestly, but there are people that want exclusively manually wound watches. Nice looking strap which is attached to it, and you can see that like some other pilot style watches, IWC especially, the strap tapers down here a little bit. Makes for a little bit more of a comfortable feel. Decent looking buckle there, which is a little decorative, has that Dreyfuss Company logo there. So again, this is the Series 1924 Calibre 39 manually wound version of the Calibre 39. Good looking dial, sporty if you want that sort of vintage aviator look. Decently spec'd with a nicely made steel case, sapphire crystal, and just a sort of a decent strap. Retail price for this watch is 1,000 pounds, which right now is currently just over 1,200 bucks, which I'd say is a pretty decent deal for a timepiece like this. And you can see the full review of the Dreyfuss Co. Series 1924 Calibre 39 on aBlogtoWatch. Thanks.